So our first challenge was to talk to Challenger about the idea of creating one team. So how do we bring one team together in one environment over 4 floors? And the first thing was to decide to cut a hole right through the middle of the building to unify the 4 floors of the space. To create an internal focus now to what is seen, what traditionally had been an external focus in bringing together the culture of the organisation. So by stripping out the ceilings, through those spaces, we've begun to expose all of the inner workings of the original building and starting to develop a language of the atrium space as the heart of a new interior tenancy.
As we work through the process, and in our endeavour to keep the house largely within the tree line and not to interfere with the natural site contours, a simple but extraordinary thing happened. The spiral intersected itself. The Klein bottle emerged, and we immediately recognised it as such. We didn't start with the Klein bottle. It had arrived as a natural consequence of the design process. Once it had arrived, however, we fostered it. Many architects are attracted by these objects, and there are many more complex and fascinating surfaces that stem from a mathematical field of topology. In a world where architecture is dominated by the horizontal and vertical, these shapes offer the promise of new form, new space, and new programmatic relationships.
We're very used to working in the clean blue and seemingly endless Australian sky. But I was totally struck by the night sky on this site. And the connection with the night sky is very important in Australia. The original Wadi people who owned this land for thousands of years had this symbol like that, which represented the constellation called the Southern Cross. And that connected them with their higher being. And so I felt I was connecting with the land. So on this site, our normal programmatic understanding and environmental and materials research and structural analysis just quickly disappeared, and it became just a delightful and simple study in the capture and escape of light.
The concept of separate pavilions offered not only the sustainable benefits of the cross-ventilation and solar exposure that such a design enables, but also a celebration of privacy, solitude, intimacy befitting the beauty of the natural surroundings. To the relative good fortune of society, the biggest design challenge facing architects today is at least one that we can rise to with hope of success. A sustainable design can and will make an impact on the real atomic bomb of this age, climate change. Chipping away at that issue, the creative faces behind the Highlands, Chris Walton and Kerry Shepherd, chose a handful of architects to select from the rich tapestry of sites on offer at their new estate, inviting each of us to deliver our particular vision for this rare and delicate residential location. As the slide indicates, this place became my inspiration.
Building a lot of historical models, we started to look for opportunities in terms of creating centralised communal space. We developed the building as a series of fingers in terms of reducing the scale of the building down from a large mass into something that was more appropriate in terms of the urban fabric of Bendigo. Then the opportunity to create atrium spaces that connect the fingers of the building, and ultimately creating a internal pedestrian network that unifies the building linearly. And then the imposition of the cores and the ancillary areas to be able to service the building as required.